Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone, and welcome, or good evening if you're in India. And welcome to the Japa Circle. Hare Krishna. One of the ways in which japa is very important is for self-observation. It's easy enough to be involved in some practice or discipline and not have a way of measuring how one's making advancement. And it's the same in devotional service. And one of the ways of measuring how one's doing is to see how one's japa is going. And it's helpful to note some aspects of that practice, and one is that one is eager to do the japa. That's a good sign of health. Another is that one is able to reach the point of absorption, which can be seen from several symptoms. One is that upon finishing a prescribed number of rounds, one feels that he or she could have kept going. And another is that we forget about time, and we're able to chant just listening and being interested. There's a sense of being interested in the mantra itself and hearing it. It sounds fascinating. I mean, the word fasten and fascinating means we're fastened or we're held to it. The mind becomes attached to it. These are all good signs in chanting japa. And it's one of the activities that we do that nobody else can do for us. If we go to a public chanting of the holy names, we can ride on the energy of all the other devotees. But with japa, even if we're with other devotees, we still have to take the responsibility to do it properly. And we can see, how responsible am I? So it's a measuring stick every day, japa, so we can see how we're doing. And one of the ways to improve is to improve all the other practices we're doing. For instance, reading every day, hearing Bhagavatam, and being careful the way we interact with others. These go to make us more receptive for japa. So it's a holistic practice. I think it was Thomas Jefferson, one of the early statesmen from the American Revolution time, who said the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, which means that at any time we can lose our freedom. And I was reading this morning in the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is talking about how it's entirely our choice as independent, slightly independent, minimally independent entities to choose whether to look towards Krishna or look towards Maya. And that's an exciting choice. There are ramifications, of course. And to be aware of those, what the choice is and what the ramifications is important. But once one is aware of the choice, to retreat and try to pretend like one doesn't know that there are ramifications from Maya causes extreme cognitive dissonance. So it's helpful to cultivate a mood of surrender, which is based on understanding that it's altogether good for us to meditate on Krishna and to serve Him. And in chanting japa, it's important to be vigilant that we're aware that we're chanting and that it's an act of devotion, surrender. How did your japa go today? Articulate. Somebody, we'll take two people could articulate what your thought process was, any realization you had, yes? Because it's nice to know, right, what others are thinking and going through. Maybe we'll have a shared experience or inspiration. Go ahead.
I think when I was chanting today, I was trying to focus on hearing the holy name. And one feeling I was trying to cultivate was something I heard from Mahatma Prabhu, which is that we're trying to fix our broken relationship with Krishna because, like you said, we sometimes choose Maya and face those ramifications. So we're trying to, just like in any relationship, when a little bit trust is broken or you make the wrong choice, you have to work towards fixing it. So same thing with Krishna.
Nice. It all adds up, doesn't it? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So many times when I do the japa, I have the murti of Shri Krishna visualized in my mind, and many times when some distracting thoughts happen, good or bad, what I imagine is that I offer those thoughts to Shri Krishna in the form of a flower or a mala or something, and so that I think that really helps me to channel, because those distracting thoughts turn into a seva of Shri Krishna. So it kind of reinforces the japa for me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Somehow by coincidence you talked about the freedom today, Maharaj, because in my mind today, somehow I was thanking Krishna for giving us this free will throughout the japa, because yesterday when we returned home it was quite late and we got into some traffic, there was some accident. So once I thought maybe it's too late, but then no, I have to go in the morning. So after that it was in my mind that thank God we have the free will. And then you spoke about that independence, so it somehow resonated very well.
Yeah, I noticed that you showed up, even though I knew you were out really late last night. And Krishna notices everything that we do. One more. Una más, por favor.
Prabhu, thank you so much for giving us a measurement of our japa this morning. That really stuck with me, that you, even after finishing your japa, you still want to chant more. And second thing was that you lose track of time. That happens very, very rarely though. I mean, that most of the time we're just racing towards the time or something like that. But it's good to know that's the yardstick, that every day we can measure ourselves. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's okay if it's rare, because even one experience in a lifetime can be the factor that motivates us to go on, and or to not just go on, but to invest more. Even one molecule. So it's so important. It's like miners. They'll go for a long time looking, and then finally they get one jewel that comes out. It's like, okay, that's it. That's good. Good for the whole thing. The other point about time is that, yes, please. Vrindai Tulsi Devyai Priyai Keshavasya Jaha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vrindadevi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. I heard Prabhupada say this morning that you can tell that you've reached the Madhyama Adhikari platform if you don't want to waste time. It's one of the symptoms of bhava that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives to Sanatana Goswami. He's a vyarta kalatvam, means I realize how rare the opportunity of human life is, and I don't want to waste even a second of it. So Prabhupada equated that with a Madhyama Adhikari. And we can, although we lose track of time, when we're not chanting, we may then be very aware of time, and we don't want to waste any of it. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmana Shringadev. If you so desire, please empower us this morning to give a presentation to the North American leaders that is simple, optimistic, personal, and encouraging. That's the SOPE, or the SOAP formula. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part, please unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We'll reconvene here in 3 minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.